For my experiment, I set out to find the amount of sulfur dioxide in white wine. To do this, I would be using redox titration with iodine as my titrant, the wine acid compound as my analyte, and starch as an indicator. Using the Ripper method of titration, sulfur dioxide will react with iodine in an acidic environment, and once all of the SO2 reacts with the iodine then reacts with the starch indicator, signaling the endpoint of the titration. Sulfur dioxide is added to wine as an antibacterial agent. So when SO2 is added, some of it bonds with the compounds in the wine, for example, acetaldehyde. This bound SO2 is known as combined SO2, and the leftover sulfur dioxide is known as free sulfur dioxide. I did my experiment in 2 steps, one to find the amount of free sulfur dioxide, and the other to find the amount of combined sulfur dioxide. To find the free SO2, I pipetted 50 milliliters of wine into a conical flask, and then put 5 milliliters of sulfuric acid and 3 milliliters of starch solution. I reached the endpoint after titrating the solution with 3 milliliters of 0.01 molar iodine. After doing my calculations, the amount of free SO2 in the wine is 36 parts per million. To find the amount of combined SO2, I had to first combine 50 milliliters of wine with 25 milliliters of sodium hydroxide. This was done to detach any SO2 that was bound to any other compounds in the wine. After adding 10 milliliters of sulfuric acid and 3 milliliters of starch solution to the wine, I titrated the solution with the 0.01 molar iodine solution. I reached the endpoint when 8.2 milliliters of iodine had been added, and I calculated the amount of combined SO2 to be around 105 parts per million. After combining the amounts of free SO2 and combined SO2, the total amount of sulfuric acid in the wine sample was around 141 parts per million. The legal limit for total SO2 varies from one country to another, but 250 parts per million is a commonly accepted value. And although there is no legal limit on the amount of free SO2, levels from 20 to 40 parts per million safeguard the wine without affecting its taste. If the level is below 10 parts per million in a white wine, it is in danger of going bad. It is very important for winemakers to know the right amount of SO2 they need in their wine. Sulfur dioxide plays a very large part in determining the longevity and the taste of the wine. Too little sulfur dioxide can lead to a wine going bad quickly, while too much sulfur dioxide can lead to a foul taste in the wine. Thank you for listening.